what I'm looking for and what I've suggested, in the hope perhaps that someone will suggest something better. I mean, I'm a writer of fantasy books. I didn't set out to do this. That some non-invasive way can be managed to allow people to elect for assisted dying, I would prefer at the hands of a skilled medical person, without it becoming something that might be considered dangerous to society as a whole or to that particular person. I have envisaged that you'd have someone like a lawyer, a coroner, because they are very, very understanding people in my view, and possibly a doctor. And you make your case. This sounds rather crude, but considering some of the alternatives. In my case, I would say, I have Alzheimer's. I'd like to die before the end game. Not now, but I'd like to die before it gets messy at the end. If someone is not mentally competent and you feel sorry for them and kill them, I don't know whether you're committing murder or not. I'm actually trying to find some way of ensuring that in the future some of the things that are happening now, which are rather distressing, could be prevented. I would prefer that anyone assisting, especially a medical person, for example, would have gone before the tribunal and outlined what they were doing, because the tribunal, or proposing to do it, because the tribunal could also act in those cases where it clearly, what was being suggested was wrong. In other words, possibly something to catch not the frivolous, but possibly the dangerous application. The thing is, someone with sufficient dubious intentions could push Granny under a bus. So I think that we need something to give quite innocent people some kind of an understanding before something like this is actually taking place, that if they do this and this, and if they're ticking the right boxes, then it will be okay. I think as we progress, we're going to run into quite a few difficulties over the next decades, because the baby boomers don't want to die in the way that their grandparents and parents died, and they're going to find their own ways of doing it. And this idea is my attempt, if you like, to at least get the conversation going. In fact, I have suggested the tribunal, as I said, in the hope that someone might come up with something better. But just going ahead, being a suspect for murder, having the police around who go through everything to double check, that would be the most terrible thing for some innocent person to have to go through, even if they were innocent. Throughout history, doctors have helped people die. I suspect they still do, looking over their shoulder sometimes. But anyone that spent any time with the medical profession and certainly read social history knows that one of the doctor's duties, unspoken usually, is just to assist where shall we say, the door that should be open is a little bit stuck. It's not talked about, but it happens.